Russia's state news agency is reporting that a military registration and enlistment task force has been deployed to the region of North Ossetia, which borders Georgia. They say mobilization notices will be handed out at the Verkhnilaz checkpoint. And this comes as Russians continue to flee after the Kremlin's call for a partial mobilization. The EU border agency says they've seen a 30% increase in Russians entering the EU in the last week alone, with many saying that they are not willing to fight Putin's war.
People who are against the regime or not ready to go, they are ready to fight if there is a war for truth, a fair war. When you're defending your home, it is fair. You go and you are not afraid. And when you go to fight in a stupid war, to kill your brother, it is a war about nothing. And that's why people get away from it.
Well, CNN's Melissa Bell joins me now from Verkhnilaz checkpoint at the Georgian-Russian border. Good to have you there for us, Melissa. If I can quote the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, he said, "One man chooses this war, one man can end it." But that's not the path Putin is taking. Instead, he's trying to expand the war. Authorities said to hand out draft notices to Russians fleeing across the border. Has that started yet, Melissa? Is that what you're seeing?
For the time being, what we're seeing is this extraordinary steady trickle of not just fighting-age men, Linda, but families as well, really trying to get away any which way they can, carrying what few belongings they have, coming across on foot, on bicycles, simply because the queue of traffic goes back so far. The cars are at a standstill so far back now that it will take you too many days of sitting in a car to get anywhere near what should be a crossing for cars, and that's why you see them coming in on foot, carrying what little they can. For the most part, these are people who've left cities like Moscow 2 or 3 days ago, and that's how long it's taken them to get here and then walk the remaining distance. And of the fighting-age men that we've spoken to, we asked them, those who come from Moscow, what made you leave? It was the announcement of that partial mobilization. They said, we asked them whether they themselves were eligible, whether they were in that 300,000 called up already. Who knows, was the reply. And I think that speaks, Linda, to a lot of the reasons, a lot of the urgency with which people are leaving, again, carrying what little they can and having walked a lot of the way. A desperate bid to leave because the fear is that if you're not amongst the 300,000, there's the chaotic way in which the mobilization has been carried out, the mistakes recognized by the Kremlin itself in that mobilization, but the fear also, as Ben was alluding to a moment ago, that this could be extended further. And I think within Russia, and from what we're hearing of the people crossing here and seeing of their desperation, it is that the sudden realization that after all this time, the war is coming home to them properly, with all that that means for fighting-age men who may then be sent straight to the front lines of Ukraine. And these some of the stories as well that have added to the sense of urgency of those fleeing across border crossings like this one, Linda.
And can you explain for us, Melissa, from those you're speaking to, how long they've traveled, how far they've walked or driven to get across the border, and what awaits them when they get into Georgia?
Extraordinary scenes and huge uncertainty for the last part of your question, but it is a 20-hour drive from Moscow to the town just on the other side of that border crossing. But it is cars that have had to be abandoned up to 18 kilometers away from it, simply because it's your only hope of getting anywhere near it. At this stage is to walk, to ride a bicycle if you can, to carry your family. And what you can see here, Linda, I'm just going to show you on this side, these are many of them Georgian drivers who've come here to the border to try and help those who are coming across on foot and carrying as little as they are, carrying small children, often elderly women as well, and trying to help get them to some kind of safety. But there are no structures at the moment. This has been such a sudden movement of people. It's happened since last Wednesday, and it's been picking up speed with a massive increase again these last couple of days, simply because of the time it takes people to get to the borders of this vast, vast country. But again, Linda, a sense that people are leaving, and some of them even tonight as they come through, cursing Vladimir Putin as they do, Linda.
Wow. Melissa Bell for us, extraordinary scenes we've been seeing. Our thanks to you and your team there.